Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
There you go.
There you go.
There we
Jesus
go.
Christ. It's
Yeah.
like it's your first time here.
It is.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about Adam Sandler and Happy Madison Productions. I am Jackson.
I am Mark.
I am Garrett.
I'm D.
All right, so who wants to start us off?
I guess I'll start us off.
Sure.
The elder statesman.
Sure.
So-
the old guy in the room.
I guess my first run-in, so to speak, with Adam Sandler.
Wait, you met him?
No, I never got to meet him, unfortunately. That's why I said so to speak.
I mean, there's still time left.
So to
There
speak.
is still time
There
left.
is still
is
time.
hope.
Adam Sandler, if you're watching this, I want to meet you.
First off, why? Second off, meet us? Come on. Come on,
Join the
board.
show.
Yeah.
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 But
Get
first
on
off,
this.
why are you watching this? We're bad.
Why wouldn't you watch us? We're talking about you. This is all about you, bud. We're going to do the worst version of your biography ever.
Someone he knows is watching out there. You know this.
Exactly, see?
Sure.
And
I mean, he's from.
You were
Mark-
saying?
Mark chiming in with a positive affirmation right off the bat. I like
You were
it.
saying?
Of course.
So yeah, my first exposure to him, I guess, was in Airheads, which I really enjoyed, and I believe that was in the early '90s, and it was right in the beginning of his like comeuppance, I guess you want to say, and he plays a musician who's not really. I guess not really that smart, so to speak.
Well, the movie's about a metal band trying to get their mixtape, their demo
debut
tape.
album out.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
demo tape or whatever, and trying to get it. So they hold the radio station hostage, trying to force them to play it on air and stuff.
With
And-
water guns, I believe it was?
yeah, with
Yeah, it's water
but
guns.
were
They
filled-
painted black and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they filled it with fucking Tabasco sauce or some shit.
Yeah.
And
It's where
so
the
they-
line.
no, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's where the line. Quick. I think it's the movie. Yeah. Quick question: who could win in an arm wrestling match?
Yes.
No, yeah, who wins in a fight?
Arm wrestling match.
Arm wrestling match.
Lemmy or God?
Lemmy or God?
It's a trick question. Lemmy is God.
Yeah, God?
God? No.
No, Lemmy? No,
No.
trick question.
Lemmy is God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other, there's a lot
It's
of.
got Brandon Fraser and Steve Buscemi and a
Brandon
bunch of notable guys involved in the music industry.
Yeah.
And tied up with SNL as a whole because he gets his main start with SNL. That's what we should
Well,
probably say.
yeah. So I mean,
Not
he
that
was-
not that we probably have too much knowledge of his SNL time. We were all kind of young, if born during his mainstay of SNL.
He had maybe like two notable characters, I think.
We had Opera Man,
Opera Man and Canteen Boy.
Canteen Boy. He had a couple skits that ended up later on being movies, like Little Nicky was originally derived from an SNL skit.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Did
like
not know this.
it was just a little
It was
itty
like a
bitty
little-
thing.
Yeah, it had a short.
Kind of like the whole Night at the Roxbury's was one skit that fucking got turned into a movie for
No,
some
Night
reason.
at the Roxbury was multiple skits.
They had a couple of skits of Night of the Roxbury.
They'd have it would be the two guys,
It was
and
a
they'd
running
have
thing.
the third guy in the middle be just randomly. And I think at one point they even had it bring full circle with having Jack Nicholson, because that's I think who the lick is supposed to be based off of.
But
And
yeah,
I think Adam Sandler was on those earlier years episodes with those, not earlier years, but like I guess some of the better years, because that cast was.
it depends on what you define as the better years of SNL.
Well, that's why
Some
I don't
people
wanna say-
really love the John Belushi Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
for
that's
some
why
reason.
yeah,
Well, I mean, John Belushi makes sense. Chevy Chase doesn't.
but the cast during that time was crazy. With
Yeah. It had David Spade, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, all sorts of fucking notable guys. It had Dennis Miller being the main production house still. The Turners couple, they were a couple notable writers that were in house for it. It was insane. I mean, they were kind of like a tour de force. Dana Carvey was on his way out. Mike Myers was still
Mike
there
Myers was still there. Yeah.
for a few years. I mean,
they
they
started,
had a
like,
little bit of an
Wayne's World
overlap.
and all
Yeah.
that
They had a little bit of overlap still. Will Ferrell was on his way in.
Yeah,
Rob
he was at-
Schneider, unfortunately.
Rob Schneider was there.
Rob Schneider was a part of that. Yep.
Fun little tidbit. Rob
Making
Schneider.
copies.
Oh my God! Sweet Robbie Schneider is here.
Fun little fact that you guys might not know is that The first production that Happy Madison ever did, like the first thing that they ever did as part of a production house, was Rob Schneider's Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Deuce Bigelow, yeah, that was a good fucking movie, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It was the first
I
ever
did,
thing in
'cause you told me
1999.
about an hour ago. So
It was a
thank
little
you
bit.
for that.
A little bit.
Maybe 2 hours ago, but yeah, good movie.
That was a good movie. That was
The second one was.
yeah, the second one. But usually, I mean, it took forever for them to even come out with that second one, so you knew by then it was never going to be any good. Not that it really had a chance, even if it came out.
Yeah, I feel like as a sequel,
Are
if
you
get
telling
more
me
than, like
that-
a 2-year gap, like you're done. Like if they don't start production, like it's 10 years later, like you're screwed.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
hopeful
Are-
for Good Burger too, but
Are you
it's been a
telling?
long time.
Yeah,
Are
I
you-
know. I'm hoping Good Burger 2 is going to be a good one.
Are you telling me that Avatar 2 wasn't everything that it was lived up to be 10 years after Avatar 1?
Awful.
It was more than 10 years, wasn't it?
I have no fucking idea.
And I don't know if it was 4 hours, but it felt like
It
4
was-
hours.
It was 8 hours. It was 8 hours.
But yeah,
You will never get that time back.
No.
So
I still haven't seen Avatar 2.
So yeah, I guess we
Don't.
definitely should have started with him being as his main break into everything mainstream was SNL.
Well, I mean, we could. I think talking about your introduction to Adam Sandler and his very like specific form of comedy and comedic genius, if you want to call it that, is a good start. What about you down at the end, huh? What about you? Where's your first Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler movies.
Let's see. I want to say.
He's taking too long. Mark?
Definitely for me, being a 90s baby is Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I feel like those two movies are always tied together, released around a similar time.
Yeah.
It's Happy Madison Productions, of course. That's what really set him off. Of course, a lot of people love SNL. I'm not one of those people.
Well-
So just those two movies that really introduced me how funny he was.
I think
really.
it was Mr. Deeds. Sorry.
I think Mr. Deeds was a couple years after
Mr.
that.
Deeds.
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds was towards the
Early
later end of that.
2000s, I believe.
I believe it was actually 98.
It was, okay, yeah.
I
Yeah, Mr.
want to
Deeds
say it was
was the early-
just
2002.
before. Was it?
Yeah, that's
2002.
what
Interesting,
5 years
interesting.
after, I would say. Solid 5 years.
Yeah, 1998, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, so Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison
Yeah.
were like 97, 98, 96 maybe.
Billy Madison was 1995.
Maybe.
But he had a lot of hits in the early 90s. I mean, Wedding Singer is probably.
Yeah, Wedding Singer
Big
was
That's
another
Daddy,
one
of
of my.
course, too.
I would say that Wedding Singer was the first one that like really kind of brought him into stardom, being a solo male lead for his form of comedy. I mean, yes, Airheads. He had a slight role in Coneheads, if I recall, just
he
like a little
really?
cameo type of thing.
Yeah, very little.
But those were like cameos or a supporting role. I wouldn't say he was the main guy of Airheads. I would say that was Brandon Fraser.
I don't know.
I would say that was Brandon
three-
Fraser.
The three of them all had their own little parts that they were like, because each one of them had their subplots. Brandon Fraser was definitely the head of it. He was definitely the head of it, but Adam Sandler had the part where he was having sex on the guy's boss's couch because he falls in love with the chick who works at the radio station. He had a big part in that.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I think that Brandon Fraser was still technically the lead.
He probably was the
Just because he's the bigger name at the time, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he was technically the head of the whole entire group because in that movie, Adam Sandler kind of, like I said, he kind of plays like a, I don't want to say nincompoop.
Was he the drummer?
He was the drummer. Yeah. I don't want to say he was a nincompoop, but he wasn't like the brightest. You know, he was kind of more like aloof, like childlike.
You can tell that he gets a lot of inspiration for his further movies and comedy stylings. Not that, again, he wasn't that in fucking SNL, where he was picked up at the ripe young age of 17 or 18. Like, he got to start really early in the comedy world. And he just started off as a writer. He had some time to work on it, then he started getting roles, like we said, with Opera Man and Canteen Guy. I mean, he had some time to work on it. For anybody that doesn't know Opera Man, it's pretty much that just Adam Sandler, like, fucking shit that he does.
It kind of
Typical.
how he is in like parts of
Oh,
Little
sure,
Nicky.
sure.
It's very
like
much
that type of shit.
Little Nicky is kind of derived from that
Yeah.
that whole like
Waterboy.
Yeah, a lot of his characters kind of are.
They balance off of each other a little bit.
I
yeah.
would say maybe like a progression of each other, if you want to say almost.
Yeah.
Big Daddy predates, I believe, those as well, right? That's mid '90s, I think,
I think we said Big Daddy was 98.
or maybe around the same time as Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
99.
99, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still not a Billy Madison. A Happy
No,
Madison.
well, Happy Gilmore was his first real, because like you.
Yeah,
on
so-
his own, he's the guy, and he's
So-
got support.
Yeah. But
he's the guy.
the production house Happy Madison.
A Happy Madison.
Sure.
Happy
The production house A Happy Madison, as opposed to just Adam Sandler bankrolling things for the sake of it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah, well,
Because he was writing, he was directing, he was
producing.
leading.
But there were a lot
Yeah.
of movies that were produced by
Or
other-
in part with.
Yeah, well, in part under the umbrella of A Happy Madison, but they were produced by other producers, but they were just had that golf swing, fucking, breaking the window.
Yeah,
type,
yeah.
like that
It's
whole-
almost like they were partners with it.
I was telling
Yeah.
Jackson before, even if you watch the movie now, say it comes on TNT, you see when it comes on in the opening credits, Happy Madison Productions. So technically it wasn't, but it's a post edit on there. So
Yeah, because it
it's
wasn't
all-
called Happy
yeah.
Madison at the time. It didn't get a formal Happy Madison production house
He probably
until
He
'99.
probably reproduced it like a reproduction, like fucking revamped it or whatever.
Yeah, just edit it,
Digital,
in, edit it in post.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I don't do.
Just tap it.
Just tap it
Yeah,
in.
just tap it in.
in.
Shoot him and Gavin.
So you said that. What was your first experience, probably? That you
I would say
recall?
Happy Gilmore was definitely the first one. I mean, I always tie Billy Madison to that too. It's just I've seen them both probably 50 times each. But yeah, Shooter McGavin.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of
Goose
shit
McKenzie.
for breakfast.
It's really
No.
going back.
Yeah, that's a good. Most people just get me as Shooter McGavin.
But it's like even like me playing cornhole or something these days, I get it and it's Shooter. Come on. It just resonates 25 years later. Yeah, of course.
I would say that probably the one that stands out as the first Adam Sandler movie that I saw was either Mr. Deeds or Anger Management.
Anger
I'm not
Management,
saying
yeah.
that. I'm not
was a
saying
good
that
movie.
I've seen them the most,
I forgot.
or
about
that they're my favorite, but I think that's like the first time I remember seeing an Adam Sandler movie.
Anger Management was a good movie.
Yeah, it was Jack Nicholson. Little known shout out, John C. Reilly cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the
I
monk.
don't remember that at all.
He was the monk, the bully monk.
Could see it now, envisioning the movie, but didn't realize thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was before he hit with anything really.
Yeah, I want to say Anger Management was 2000.
Was
Yeah,
it?
definitely early 2000s. I don't
Wait,
think
was
I
that
think it
John
was
C.
2000.
Reilly's first big role?
I wouldn't call that a big role. That was a cameo, but that might have been like
Yeah.
his breakout. Because he did that. He was also part of Tim and Eric, awesome show on Adult Swim for a hot minute.
Yeah, but that came.
Yeah, that was like 04 or something. 05. Because that got
03
picked
is
up
my
in Adult
guess.
Swim pretty early. But back to Adam Sandler and his production.
I
house.
actually know his first debut was Casualties of War in 1998. I mean 1989.
But his first big breakout? What's the
Days
first
of-
thing that popped off?
Step Brothers.
What's
Was-
Eating Gilbert Grape?
Was his
Okay, I'll give him that one.
was his comedy CDs were they prior to SNL or were they at the same time?
So they were.
Because
Uh,
I mean,
So he does have comedic CDs that have been nominated for Grammys.
he's
He's been nominated for almost everything and won very little, unless it's like the hearts of just viewers. He has, some wins, nothing really too notable.
yeah he's I would
But-
say he's underrated because he's
I
like
would-
all over the place as far as like
He's
So
got a bunch
I-
of Razzies.
I
His
would.
music is hilarious.
His-
Not gonna lie. Yeah, a lot of people don't even realize he does music, but
his music's funny. His skits are fucking his skits are insanely fucking funny. Like
I would argue that for his comedic purposes, he's either hit or miss. So I wouldn't want to call him underrated because he did have that giant 90s and early 2000s where he just dominated the box office. And he still pulls in so much fucking money for Netflix with his releases.
But here's the thing,
However, I would say that if you're going on the dramatic roles, where it's like the only
That's-
5 that he's ever really done, then yes, I would say that he's underrated. I think
Well,
he's
I don't know. I
underutilized,
think
underrated, and does not get
some-
enough love.
some of
Up
his-
until Uncut Gems, in which case,
Some of his,
Should've
some
won.
of the
could have won Oscar.
some of the dramatic stuff that he's done, or like, not comedy stuff, hasn't been like amazing though. You know.
What?
Funny People is mid.
Funny People, yeah.
I would say that Funny People
What was
was
that?
very good for him. I would say that overall, it wasn't great. I think that he did very well in that, though.
What was that one? Fucking
Punch Drunk Love?
Punch Drunk Love. It was meh. It
That was
okay.
good.
It
I
was
wouldn't
alright.
put.
It wasn't.
I wouldn't put that on his. I wouldn't put the movie being bad overall on him.
What was that? Click was okay.
It's like
Okay, yeah,
2010s,
Click maybe.
I feel like. That,
You know,
that
like-
couple 3 or 4 years. Jack and Jill now, I'm looking at
Yeah,
I thought
Jack
that
and
movie
Jill,
was very,
like-
very
Oh
dumb.
my god, fucking Jack and Jill.
That
But
movie,
that,
I thought was
but
some-
again,
like-
that was part of the comedic side, where he just had that like, all right, well, I'm just gonna repurpose what I've already done. Grown Ups 2.
That's my
Some-
I
boy.
thought The Longest
Those are
Yard
s-
was a phenomenal movie, though. Where it's
Longest
still
Yard
somewhat
wasn't that
comedic,
bad.
Longest Yard
but
was
it's
a good
like,
movie.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Longest Yard was a good remake, and it paid a lot of homage to the original. It was good, but I mean, Jack and Jill, as stated, fucking
50 blended.
Blended wasn't good.
Spanglish was meh.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of it where
I
it's
mean, I enjoyed Spanglish, but it's not like
there's a
I
lot of it
fucking-
where again he
you
plays
know?
the same guy.
I think that's what
effectively.
Jackson's
And
saying.
it's-
Like, you just got over that role now, where we got enough of that in the late '90s. So now it's like you see these movies where he's not playing that same character, where it's you
He-
try to
he had
appreciate him a little bit more.
He had a little bit of a comeback with the Hubie Halloween. People really liked that
I
one.
like that movie
I
a
did
lot.
not like that
I
one.
like that movie. I thought it was good.
I didn't
I thought
like
it was
it.
good. I thought it was like.
I was
Eh.
no, the minute in the opening when he threw up into the canteen, I was done.
I
I
don't
was
think
done.
that it's as good as his originals, but I think that it's better than some of the, pretty much any of the latest comedic things that he's put out, especially for fucking Netflix. I
it
mean,
almost seemed
I
like
like
he
Murder
was.
Mystery. I don't
Murder
hate it,
Mysteries. The 2 Murder Mysteries were good.
But Jennifer Aniston's awesome. of
Jennifer
course,
Aniston's hot,
yeah.
so you
Still,
can put her
yeah,
in fucking
definitely.
like almost
Doesn't matter.
anything, and I'll fucking enjoy
I mean,
it.
he has
That's
2
for sure.
movies that have 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is
fucking
something
Rotten
noticeable.
Tomatoes though. Fuck them. Fuck them.
I
It's,
mean,
What's that other movie with
Ridiculous
Jennifer
6
Aniston's in
and
too? Just
Ridiculous
go with
6.
that.
I
Guys,
enjoyed
one at
that
a time.
shit. That was
One at a
terrible.
time.
Sorry. Sandy Wexler was a good movie. I like Sandy Wexler.
the Meyerowitz stories. When he
I
did
haven't
that,
seen
that
that
was
yet.
fucking good.
I don't think I haven't
didn't
seen
see
that,
one
yet.
either.
That one was good. Bedtime Stories was solid.
Bedtime Stories, man.
Yeah.
It was
Seen
solid.
Bedtime Stories.
It was solid.
Never seen it.
Punch Drunk Love was solid. I'm going back to his fucking more serious roles. I really liked his fucking Reign Over Me, but that might just be the fact that like I have a connection to that movie because of Grandma. Like,
Dirty Work. He had a part in. I guess he was part of production on that one.
I mean, they're statistically, according to Rotten Tomatoes, one of the worst production houses.
yes, they are.
Yeah, but Rotten Tomato again. Fuck
Again,
Rotten
hold on, hold on.
Who cares what they
It-
Yeah, I don't give a shit what the fuck they
A lot of
say
my
because
favorite
they're like
movies have horror
Avatar.
ratings.
We're gonna
One at a
suck them off and fucking like they're like fuck
To-
Rotten Tomato. I don't give a fuck what they said.
To be fair, though, Rotten Tomato has 2 different entries. One of which being the actual
Audience.
critics, and one of which being the audience. He does well with the audience
Oh, he
for
always
the
does well.
most part, depending on what it is.
Yeah, but
I
you
mean,
see
Grown
what
Ups
the
2,
critics
Jack and
like.
Jill, fucking Ridiculous 6. Obviously, those ones weren't great with the audience, but again, I think that we
Ridiculous
just
6
kind of.
wasn't terrible though.
It was bad.
I
You
don't
can
know.
leave.
Yeah.
It was.
It wasn't.
Sorry,
it
not
wasn't
with you.
terrible.
If you're gonna say that that was better than Punch Drunk Love,
I don't.
You
I didn't
can
say
leave.
it was. I didn't say it was better than Punch Drunk Love, but I did say that it wasn't extremely terrible.
do you think it was better than Funny People? The fact that you're debating on that.
I don't know. Funny People.
But that said, there is more to Adam Sandler than just his movies. I mean, the man is a devout father. He has married to
He's
2
a
kids.
Jew.
He's Jewish.
Eight Crazy Nights.
That's a good movie.
Yes.
Eight Crazy Nights is a good movie.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of that movie. I don't know.
I would say that it's hard to go wrong with one of the only 6 fucking Jewish movies that are out there to celebrate Hanukkah.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
But it's
When
that
fucking-
and what else for Hanukkah? Let's be real.
That's really
Are
bad.
we
He
allowed to
also-
say we don't like that movie now? Though? It's
He
like,
also-
Oh, yeah, you're not allowed to. That's
Are we
true.
not like,
He also fucking
get
got his
canceled.
actual family for that movie to play the roles in it. He got his father and his mother
Yeah.
to play roles in that.
Did not know that.
Yeah. His father passed in 03, and he was fucking distraught. He was a huge daddy's boy.
That movie's that old? Wow, I thought that would late 2000s.
No,
like
Eight Crazy Nights was
2009
pretty
or
early.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that was one of his earlier, like late 90s.
I think it was 98.
Wow, didn't even realize that.
I don't know. You guys were on your phones earlier. You guys, one of you
yeah,
guys
we
just
should
look it
have
up.
it by
Like,
now, right?
We're
I
not
just-
their statistician.
literally, I watched
I got
all
you.
of you guys just fucking.
Of course.
It's better when we have a
We
statistician.
can't remember the years.
Not with that attitude.
2002, actually, so it wasn't 2000s like I thought, but
So that's the
So
same
long
year as
ago.
Punch Drunk Glove, his anger management. He did a lot of
Rotten
shit.
Tomatoes 13%. Ouch.
Yo, I don't.
1% Master of Disguise.
He
Master
was a
of
partial
Disguise.
production for Master of Disguise with Dana
Oh.
Carvey,
Yeah.
where
That
he made
movie
friends
was-
with him. He, like I said, is a fucking devout father. Everything I've heard, he's a good husband. Couldn't tell you.
He is the one thing that I do like
He's
about
a
him.
down to earth person. If you ever just find him in the fucking streets, he just like is willing to talk with you.
I do like the guy.
He's got the illest drip.
I do like the producers and directors and stuff that do stay with like the similar cast and crew.
They're loyal.
for their movies.
He is absolutely fucking
like
loyal.
Kevin Smith does that.
To a
fucking,
T, he is.
Wes Anderson does it a lot. You see,
Tarantino does it a lot.
Tarantino does it a lot. Yep, they stick-
Francis Ford Coppola did it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do it, where they just rehash because they trust the actors.
Well, Tim Burton
works,
is
too.
because that one's because apparently he's autistic.
Okay,
Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't think that it needed to be said.
No.
No, I
Kind
mean,
of an
I
odd
think-
thing.
Irrelevant, but
Yeah, no,
keep
the
moving.
Tim Burton, a lot of his stuff is apparently he blames it on his autism. Not
Neat.
even joking. Yeah.
That's a fun fact I
We'll,
didn't know. But
we'll cover
that's
that on
back
a
to
Tim
Adam
Burton
Sandler.
day,
Yeah.
I guess. But
Well, just, I don't know, we're talking about whatever. Anyway.
random fucking facts.
I think what he was
He's
trying to
huge
say-
friends with fucking, like I said, a lot of like just comedic guys that were all part of the SNL shit. Like Steve Buscemi, he's fucking FDNY guy. Like he is
Oh, that's it. That's the other one. What's that movie that we were talking about earlier? Where
Airheads.
no, was it him? Is it him that's in that movie?
Yeah, Steve Buscemi, he's in Airheads.
The one where he's a firefighter
Where he's a firefighter?
With Kevin James.
with Kevin James. Is that him?
That's
they
I now
get
pronounce you
married,
Chuck and
yeah.
Larry.
Yeah.
That
That's
one.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Yeah, that's again a comedic role. I don't think he does great in comedic roles. Look at Uncut Gems. That was fucking phenomenal. I mean, look at Hustle. That was good. I don't even like basketball, and that was good.
Hustle was a good movie.
I can finish Hustle.
Yeah, but you like hate Adam Sandler and
I don't hate
basketball.
Adam Sandler. I just
I hate sports too. It's okay. It's canonically
sports
been
sucks,
established.
but yeah, whatever.
You have to appreciate a good sports movie behind the scenes like that, though. You're not just watching guys play basketball the whole time. There's just so much more to it.
Yeah, like Radio. That was a good sports movie.
Moneyball.
Oh,
really
yeah,
good too.
radio.
Rudy was good.
Moneyball was a good movie.
Yeah.
Seabiscuit. That was pretty good.
Miracle.
Cinderella Man.
Now are we just naming movies?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I guess we're just
movies.
naming
Are,
sports
are we
movies.
just are we just pointing at things and naming them?
Oh, look at this.
Lamb.
Lamp. Yes. But I think that we were kind of just naming fucking movies to begin with earlier and being like, oh yeah, that was good, that was not good.
Not really.
Yeah.
I will for a moment there, but
Yeah, we were.
only for a moment. We got lost in that for a little bit.
We got lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
But yeah, Adam Sandler. He was born September 9th, 1966. He was from Brooklyn. He's got a fucking bachelor's from New York Institute. I mean, the man, he's done a lot. Like whistling from a pipe of something.
Whistling while we work.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. He got his start with comedy while he was actually. So his brother went to Boston University.
Boston.
His older brother went to Boston University and signed him up for a fucking talent show out there as kind of like a lotto ticket style thing as an entry fee. And he got fucking picked up for it and he just kind of bombed. But he just kept with it. I actually was just listening to a podcast involving him, Dana Carvey, and David Spade on shout out to fucking Fly on the Wall podcast on Spotify with the interview with him. And he was going over different things that helped inspire him. He drew a lot of inspiration from his father and his mother was always like, "Yeah, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Let's go. Yeah, keep going. Keep it going." Like his family was hugely supportive, and I think that's a big reason as to why he just always stays with his friends and why he's such a like devout father and husband. From again everything I've heard, I couldn't tell you. I've never met the guy, but I feel like he'd be cool, just based off of that. I mean, he just seems like such a genuine, down to earth person in terms of.
Seems like the guy you see him on the street, he's giving you his autograph. He's not like turning away.
Yeah,
got
definitely.
People covering him. Like, no, he seems
Yeah.
down to earth.
I mean,
appreciate the love, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he just randomly shows up at like fucking shit, kind of like Bill Murray does.
Yeah. Like you don't, like I don't see.
Shout out to a previous episode.
Lost
episode.
episode.
So, like yeah,
Wait,
like,
are we still allowed to talk about him because of the whole?
If we mention him in passing, probably.
so here's how you know the guy's a good guy. With all this fucking Me Too cancel culture bullshit going on, if nobody or 17 women haven't come out and said Adam Sandler has tried to molest me in any way, shape, or form, sexually, physically, or any of that shit, he's probably a good dude.
Well, I mean,
Well, he got his.
This is true.
You know,
So-
like,
So he met his-
I am convinced he slept with fucking Drew Barrymore.
oh, 100% he slept with Drew Barrymore,
Without a
but they
doubt.
were both consensual or young enough
Probably.
to not be consensual
So
together.
he found his wife on the fucking movies.
J-Date? Oh, no, wait.
No,
J-Date.
he was a fucking director and she was an actor, and he fucking got her first role. He got her in the movie.
Are we going to hear about that shit now on the fucking Me Too movement?
I mean, it's his wife, so I don't think that really counts.
I mean, she wasn't at the time.
She was.
Maybe he was grooming her.
What is wrong with you?
Yo, I don't
A lot.
A lot, man.
Yeah.
You
How
smoke
many-
too much.
How many episodes have we been on?
You
Yeah.
smoke too much.
You haven't fucking known that there's a lot wrong with me?
I think this is 30.
Dirty 30.
This might
Episode
be 30.
Nice.
I haven't been on all 30, but
No, you have not been on all 30.
No, far from it.
thankfully.
Yeah. But yeah, he found his wife. Well, he was a director, and he got her on he got her on a role. I don't remember the movie. It was fuck. It was before Little Nicky, because I think he played his wife with that. It was her name is something with a J, and then last name previous T. What is
Yeah,
it?
Jackie Sandler doesn't help me.
Jackie
I'm looking
Tatone.
now.
Jackie Tatone. Okay. We got at
She
least
served
one
as a
person.
bartender in the movie Duplex.
Duplex. Oh, okay, I remember.
Duplex is not bad, but that wasn't her first. That wasn't what she.
50 First Dates, it looks like.
No, it wasn't 51st Dates. Big Daddy.
Big
That's
Daddy.
who it was. Big Daddy.
Who did she play?
She was the love interest in
She's
Big
also
Daddy.
was-
on
oh.
Hotel Transylvania.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, she was the love interest in Big Daddy. And that's how they ended up getting together.
Yeah, initially met on Big Daddy in 1999.
Yep. See, thank you. Thanks, guy.
She's appeared in Little Nicky, Grown Ups, Murder Mystery. Oh, I didn't realize she's on Murder Mystery.
Yeah.
I've just saw that recently.
But he does voiceover stuff. I mean, we just said Hotel Transylvania. He's done all sorts of kid stuff, bedtime
Pixels.
stories, Pixels, which I guess counts as a movie.
That movie was not good either.
I thought it was okay. What do you
Define
expect?
okay. Like I said, he's very hit
If I
or
watched
miss.
the whole thing, I didn't fall asleep.
How do you
That's
make it?
okay.
That,
How
yeah,
do
I
you
guess
ch-
that's
If I
a
didn't
good way.
shut it off, walk out, fall asleep, it's okay. I
How
made
the-
it through the whole thing the first try.
What do you mean if you didn't walk out and then fall asleep?
How do you
At some
walk
point
out
you're
of the
gonna
door
fall
or fall
asleep.
a fucking car?
What's up?
How the fuck do you cheat code a car? That is,
Grant,
Have you seen
shout out-
Transformers?
that is,
call-
that is
call-
a fucking plot point in Pixels. He somehow used a cheat code.
Call back to fucking
In his
GTA.
car.
Call back to GTA episode. We talked about that. You can cheat code in fucking tanks and shit in that. I want to hear it.
I wanna
We would have an airdropped fucking tank back in San Andreas.
You ever see the mod for GTA where you can shoot cars out of your gun instead of bullets? So it's just fucking.
I believe it.
You go to shoot a guy and it's just a car flying him in at Mach 3.
But Adam Sandler, he's got all sorts of different fucking awards. He has probably the most recently with Hustle. He's been nominated for some pretty big shit. Same thing with Uncut Gems. Those are probably his two best, most recent films in terms of just performance.
Yeah.
As stated,
Agreed.
as stated, he's got a bunch of different fucking shit asses for the comedy records. There we go. That's the word. Where he's won multiple Grammys for those.
Have you guys ever listened to any of the skits on the comedy records?
I've listened to a few. Yeah.
They're some,
Yeah, they're really good.
Fucking really, really good ones.
Yeah. I mean,
You
in
got
one of
some
his
cock and some balls, and you should play with them. Come play with your cock and balls for mama.
he's
You know, remember cock and balls? Oh my God, respect. Gotta respect the condoms. Condoms. He's 5 fucking years old. I'll put a condom on your tombstone. Oh my God. Yo, you guys gotta fucking go and check.
turns out that you're really fucking old.
I am old. I'm older than
Yes.
than these guys. It's good, but yeah, I'm telling you, go and watch fucking listen to those fucking things. The goat skit. Hey goat, yeah. Nothing, old man. I'm sitting here tied to the truck with a 4-foot rope, as always, doing nothing. Yeah,
Am I gonna get a copyright strike because of you? Probably not.
nah.
Nah.
You just
Take
said
it.
that. You said at the top of the show, Adam Sandler's not fucking listening. And Mark chimed in with a fucking positive affirmation that maybe, just
Someone who
maybe,
met him one time is definitely going to be watching this.
somebody who blew somebody that knows Adam Sandler is definitely.
I definitely did not say that, but sure.
I
Tell
think
yourself
that's
that.
I think that's a word for word recreation of what you said.
Yep.
I'll take
I
responsibility.
once,
for
back when I was
ownership.
working, when I had this job briefly at 7-Eleven, we had like the CDs for sale.
Adam Sandler came in.
And no, it's like I was flipping through them, seeing if there's anything interesting, and I put one of them was Adam Sandler's, one of
the
Adam
guy that
Sandler's
blew Adam
CDs, and I'm like,
Sandler.
oh shit, look at
I
this.
see it.
Fucking my manager goes, wait, put that up front. I guarantee you it'll be sold in 2 hours. An hour and 10 minutes later, these 2 drunk frat guys come in and pick it up and buy it. Like,
Hell
oh
yeah.
shit, look at that, and buy it. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm actually strangely impressed you. Like an hour and 10 minutes. Like you knew that exact. It was like 10:14
It wasn't-
a.m. on that exact day.
It was like I don't remember if it was like exactly an hour 10 minutes, but definitely it was like way quicker than like 2 hours, like I thought it would be. It was like all like I'm like, whoa, shit, that sold way quicker than you think it would.
Because when those CDs came out, they were like gold for stoners, for fucking just like any like fucking late night drunk frat people, like you said, like.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't too many like comedic records that were out at the time. I mean, you had stand up that you could see on HBO or Stars or Comedy Central or whatever the fuck it was on. But really, you had like their Jerky Boys that were putting out fucking comedic records.
Oh,
Weird Al
fucking the
Yankovic.
Jerky Boys. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. You had Weird
Jerky
Al.
Boys
who
were the fucking
I would
best.
say.
Jerky
I would.
Boys were so good.
I would say
Seen
that-
movie.
I've not seen it. I didn't know they made a Jerky Boys movie.
Jerky Boys movies.
No.
I would say that Weird Al was in a different realm because he was full on music parodies.
He's all parody.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Completely
so it was
different.
still like music, but Jerky
like,
Boys
Jerky
and
Boys-
Adam Sandler and
Jerky
George
Boys
Carlin
was-
had one or two.
Jerky Boys-
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Like these guys had.
Well, a lot of
Richard Pryor and George Carlin, I don't think they really had skits as far as like.
No, they didn't have musical skits, but they had skits that were turned into records that you could buy.
Well, a lot of them would also just put out like whole shows as like a record you could get.
Yeah, that's
just
what I
like-
was talking about.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but no,
like,
like-
there's a difference between like that and say
that-
something that has like songs and skits
Yeah, yeah.
individually.
Like Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
he had different characters, different skits, different running skits with different
It
characters.
was like a CD album,
It was
basically.
like-
This
yeah,
is
and
this
each-
1 through 10,
and like Jerky Boys though, Jerky Boys
They
were
were
strictly
prank
calls.
calls.
Yeah.
They were
So-
they were kind of like YouTube skits before YouTube
Yes.
skits were a thing,
Yeah.
or like
Or like
Crank
Crank
Yankers.
Yankers, which
The
I think
Crank
they brought
Yankers.
back too.
Yeah,
They
or
did
the,
for a little bit.
Angry Puppets. You ever see that Angry Puppets?
On YouTube, yeah.
That shit's funny. Those
It's not bad, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Crank Yankers was the shit.
Crank
I like
Yankers was
Crank
good.
Acres. That one was good.
Back to
Was it
original
Crank
point,
Yankers?
though.
Wasn't that puppets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Crank
it
Acres
was,
was puppets.
Angry Puppets is just a derivative of that.
It was they
It's- I
would
think
take
they're almost
those
the same characters.
they would
A lot of
take
different
the
characters.
audio from the prank phone call and then animate out the skit with the puppets as they're doing the phone call.
Yeah. But because they were getting live reactions as opposed to with Angry Puppets, I think it's all scripted. So Crank Anchors was actual reactions and shit, whereas I think Angry Puppets is all scripted. That's why I'm like, eh. So I just like it being a little bit more live, a little bit more fresh.
I think
That's
that's
me.
why Adam Sandler was so big with those back then. Like you said, someone came in, bought it right away. It's pre-YouTube. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what else was there? He's the young, he's the
Well,
fresh guy edge.
No. When he was working at 7-Eleven, YouTube was around. It just wasn't super big. It wasn't the
No, this
Yeah,
was like
people weren't using
2000s.
streaming back then.
Yeah, things weren't streaming on
No,
YouTube
what-
to that
not like they
level.
are
You
now.
don't
This
see
is
all
like
the
the year
streaming
before YouTube,
skits.
I did actually.
YouTube started in 2007. You weren't working in 2006. Nice try though.
I feel like I can't say I used YouTube while I was in high school.
16.
Though, ever. Once.
Like I said, it wasn't big. Not what it is now. I mean, fuck, we're on YouTube.
But at the
But
beginning of
how
YouTube,
big
if
could
you're
it possibly
something like
be?
Adam
We're on it.
Sandler, why do you want to be on YouTube when it's just starting? So I feel like you didn't have that stuff for
Yeah,
probably a few years.
Yeah.
Where
I'm
it's
not
like
denying
he's
that.
he's the hip guy. Like everybody my age loved Billy Madison and all that. So you see Adam Sandler skit. There's nothing else there. I mean, people know who George Carlin is, but it's a different generation. So it's just it's the
George
hot
Carlin was
thing,
still
yeah.
around.
Of
George
course.
Carlin was
Oh,
still
yeah,
around. He was
of
still very
course.
much doing things.
And also
Yes.
like Dave.
But it was like Dave Chappelle at this age.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
Comedy
Dave
Central.
Chappelle. It's great.
Because he was working back in 08, 09.
No, I was 09 was when I graduated. I would have been 18. I started working when I was 16.
08.
It would have been 07.
Okay, so YouTube would have
Right
just
at the very
launched.
beginning.
And I want to say Carlin died when 08 because I was still in high school when he passed, I think.
I don't fucking know, man. All I know is that Carlin was still around for, my generation to our generation to grow up on.
Yeah.
He wasn't like the juggernaut that he was in our previous generations, but like he was still around. He still was releasing pretty actively up until he passed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whether
yeah,
it was
he
books or stand-up specials. Dave Chappelle was around. You had South Park coming out with all this fucking shit. Seth MacFarlane with Family Guy. I mean,
Yeah.
there was definitely comedy bits. And like, oh, look at me, we're going to be edgy. So
Oh, hey, reference to Family Guy.
Family Guy reference. Reference to the reference.
There we go. Get one.
Gotta have it, yeah. So, I mean,
I'm making future use life so much harder.
at some point maybe. But it's just, I want to say that, like, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
I can I chime in?
Sure, you can chime whatever the
of
fuck you
course.
want.
So, I'm going to go out on the limb here and say that some of Adam Sandler's earlier movies are probably some of the most quotable movies
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that came through that time.
Yeah,
And maybe even of like
the mid to late 90s and even
Very
the early
risky
2000s, yeah. Depending on the movie for the early 2000s.
I'm still
but yeah.
quoting that shit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean,
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
Punch Drunk Love was early 2000s. Eight Crazy Nights was early 2000s. It wasn't as quotable as like, Happy fucking Gilmore or Billy
No.
Madison or
Yeah.
Airheads maybe.
That's
or,
a technical foul.
That's a technical foul.
that's probably the biggest quote from Eight Crazy Nights, and
Yeah.
he didn't even say it.
No, he said it.
No, that's him playing.
He played the
that-
voice.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
voice. That's his voice.
It's not his character
It's not
in
him.
the movie,
Yeah.
but it is him saying.
It's his voice saying.
Yeah,
To
he
be
did the
clear.
voice for Whitey.
technical foul.
Today, Junior.
He
Next.
does that all the time.
Go ahead.
No, I mean
You were going on with this point, and then I was just like,
Today, Junior.
That's some of those quotes you can fit into like so many different things throughout the day, and it just.
boy, am
don't
I
know.
glad I called that guy.
Yeah,
O'Doyle rules.
exactly. Like there's just so many things. They just fucking are so priceless. Like I don't know.
That whole family just straight up died in that movie.
O'Doyle rules!
O'Doyle
O'Doyle
rules!
rules! O'Doyle
The whole
rules!
fucking clan goes off
It's
a cliff.
literally Mario Kart slip on a banana
Yeah.
off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explode. Like, there's a kid in there, man. They
Yeah,
killed
it's
a kid.
literally a whole family.
O'Doyle. One
That's-
day you're going down.
That
So, no, I
said,
think you and your whole family one day are going to get.
that said, that did produce another one of my favorite when the Doom music kicks in bits.
Oh, yeah.
With the
from-
dodgeball scene?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out
Fucking
to
love
our.
that. Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Yeah. The Doom music kicks in. Wah, wah, wah.
But he really is at least early 90s and early 90s to 2000, like just the king of comedy. I don't want to say that he was unstoppable and the only guy because Mike Myers was around. Will Ferrell was getting his start.
Whatever you want.
And there was other guys in different media, but in other mediums. But like for movies, he was kind of like the king of comedy for early 2000s, like I said, and late 90s.
For that millennial generation, I feel like for us,
Again,
for sure.
Mike Myers was around 100% still like a force. He was still doing good. Mostly Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Iconic.
Austin Powers was killing it then.
That's
Blaze
mostly
World.
what he was doing
In the
during
90s,
that time.
yeah.
But he was still 100% around. Dana Carvey had fallen a little bit from grace. Jim Carrey was another huge guy.
Well, Jim Carrey, yeah,
He got to start with In Living Color as opposed to SNL.
That was like the
Yeah.
Crips versus the Crips and the Bloods type thing. Like they always were trying to go at it, like see who get the better ratings and stuff.
I don't know. I always thought that Mad TV was the other competitor. I never really got much into In Living Color.
Mad TV, In Living Color was the 80s, Mad TV was the 90s.
Yeah.
All right, it's good.
And then I don't know if anybody really is competing against SNL other than SNL themselves. They're kind of doing themselves in. Once they
Feel
lost
like back
Sandy
in the
Hamburg
day-
and Adam Sandler and Sandy Wessler and Brandy Bressler and Salamander and
Well, so
Oh, where's
fucking
that?
whitest kids you know, baby. We're
That
gonna do a
one- yeah,
reference on
okay.
them.
So I would say that he had his Adam Sandler had his arc, and then he started going a little serious, and he did a little serious, and then like was like going up and down with like some
Well, he was
serious
still
roles.
very much like heavily focused on comedy the entire time. There's like maybe 10 serious roles that you can really consider serious roles.
But they were sprinkled into
Yeah.
everything, as
But
I'm saying. But like,
How many movies has this man been in? Or
I looked it
produced?
up, it's like
Oh,
80 or something.
Yeah,
The
he
fi-
is-
like 56 that he's like started.
it's nuts. He
producing.
is
So-
never stopped. He is never stopping, never stopping.
But
Shout out to Popstar.
well, I'm trying to
Andy
just to
Samberg.
get if you let me get to my point.
No.
So, well, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna get to it anyway.
Boy, am I glad I called that guy.
So he was kind of like up and down and like in and out of like the whole entire scene, and then eventually he got pulled in, and Netflix like really started throwing like fucking money at him. They're like, "Yo, come and fucking start making some Netflix originals for us."
Well, that's
And then-
I'm gonna say something real fast. That's because when Netflix was in a little bit of a rut, they were like, "Oh fuck, what can we do to fix this? Who's our biggest guys? Who's our biggest views on Netflix?" And it was all Happy Madison shit.
Yeah.
It was all peak like Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore,
Well,
Billy
because
James
Madison.
films,
Well, because at that
Yeah,
time,
it was all
comfort
that
films.
stuff.
Well, if you think about that arc and the trajectory of how things were going, a lot of the people that were starting to get into the Netflix streaming services were people that grew up watching those movies because it was like the mid to late 90s,
Mid?
and we were all like,
Mid?
huh?
Mid?
Yeah, you're fucking mid.
Early.
Fuck you, you're mid.
I'm no mid. I'm early 90s.
Fuck you, Max. Go ahead with the.
So I think it kind of was like, just like the perfect matchup where it was like, we're targeting these people. We're gonna put that on. They're the ones that are starting to stream. And they started to fill up the way because it said something like I saw it was like 14 or 15 movies.
Yeah, he's done an
That are on
insane
Netflix?
number just for Netflix.
But I think he did.
It started out with, I think it was like an 8-picture deal at first.
There was a what I found was four movies for $250 million. I couldn't
Jesus
find any.
Christ, that's insane.
I couldn't find any other numbers. I searched a couple different ways. That's the only way that. And the other thing that I found was that there's 14 of his movies up streaming now, but I think 7 of them are
Netflix exclusive.
Netflix, or like 8 of them are like Netflix exclusives.
Yeah, I mean, he, like I said, he definitely kind of like shoehorned his position as like, hey, you guys are in a rut. I'm the only thing bringing in people right now on streaming service, other than like a couple things that you guys are just canning anyway. Just make movie deals with me.
You had my
And-
balls, basically. Long story
Yeah,
short.
yeah,
Add
and
them by
again-
balls. Pay
and-
me.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's some okay stuff, murder mystery.
Yeah.
The first one was
Halloween,
better.
Halloween.
Jennifer Aniston's
The
huge
first
on
one-
that.
the first
Huge
one-
Bully Jennifer Aniston.
The first Murder Mystery was a very good movie. It was
Yeah,
good.
but-
the second one
But he's
Had
also
a-
had some
had
of
a
his
good dr-
worst
had a
fucking
big
shit on
drop-off.
there. Ridiculous Six is on there.
That
I
is-
still stand by
Sandy
it.
Wexler.
Sandy Wexler was not a terrible movie.
Come on, man.
The laugh, his laugh in Sandy Wexler makes the whole fucking movie. I don't care. Fuck you all.
I
If
didn't
you-
even know Sandy Wexler was a fucking movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, okay, this is almost Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill is a fucking.
The only thing
Awful.
redeemable about that is the
Awful.
fucking Dunkachino skit. That is the only thing that's
not
even redeemable about
about
it.
that fucking
And
movie.
it's just because I love
If you ask
terrible
me his
puns.
worst movie, 100% Jack and Jill. There's not even a thought in my mind and hesitation, I think. That was
I don't
just
think
the
there was a
worst.
question
Jack,
as to
oh my
that.
god,
Yeah.
Jack and Jill is so fuck. Oh my, I could not watch. Fuck.
Jack and
Almost
Jill's
like
rough.
you tried
Jack
to
and
do
Jill's
that
rough.
Mike Myers, like I could play two people type thing with Austin Powers, and it's like you failed miserably, dude.
Well, it wasn't
Here's the
just
thing, because
him.
Mike
I know.
Bowers
Eddie
is doing
Murphy,
it-
who was also still in the 90s, a tour de
Yeah.
force for comedy.
And then
Oh,
who's
no,
doing that now?
fucking-
Fucking
Chris Rock.
yeah, he's done it a bunch of times. But what's that guy from?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I can't even do Nutty Professor or the other one. Oh my god, those are so
I'm
bad.
gonna ruin this and take a leak.
Anyway, so yeah, no, he.
I rudely interrupted you the middle of your point.
What the
and
fuck is superimpose? That's a reference to the Adam Sandler CDs.
Okay,
You guys have to watch. You have to.
Yeah,
listen.
we do have to listen to those.
apparently it's now homework, I guess.
It is
Yeah.
homework.
Great. Thought I was done with school.
You are done.
Start with.
But
even-
unfortunately, you do have to go back to grade 1 through 12.
Haha, Billy Madison reference. I get it.
start with Toll Booth Willie.
And we have to apologize to anyone watching this
I have to-
podcast or listening in, because everyone in the room is now dumber. And we're all awarded no points, and God have mercy on their souls.
A simple wrong would have done. it.
You
I'll
know,
take business ethics.
that is a good thing to say for listening to our podcast. We do have to apologize.
Yeah, that might be like stealing a copyright, so you probably can't use that every time, but I think for this one it's cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
probably
in the room
fun
is
enough.
now dumber.
Hey, bud, you good?
Yeah, I better
Somehow
now.
he lost his headphones.
I lost my shit.
And now he's back.
Someone tired.
Fuck off. So
All
what
right.
else is there to say about Adam Sandler and Happy Madison? Other than like we could probably talk about Happy Madison a little bit, not just him.
I mean, there are other movies that aren't just Adam
Um,
Sandler and Happy Madison.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first thing that they actually produced on their like that came out of the production house was Rob Schneider's fucking Male Gigolo. He works with
smoke.
all of their fucking like friends all the time. Chris Rock, David Spade, who's a major part of it. Chris Farley was up until he passed.
Kevin James, I briefly
Kevin
mentioned
James-
before, too.
Kevin
A lot
James,
of his
yeah.
movies are Happy Madison.
Kevin James is a pretty big troop of it. He's not like David Spade level,
Yeah.
but he is 100% part of it. Chris Rock joined with fucking David Spade and Adam Sandler during.
Kevin James had a big. He was like one of those that like got shot out of a cannon when he burst onto the scene. He made a couple of like really big movies, and then
Paul Blart.
Paul Blart, and then he made the fucking.
That Zoom movie.
No, but he made what was that movie that it was like you
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
that one.
Yeah,
No, but he's
we
like
mentioned that
you can
prior.
you go 50, I go 50 with when he tries to fall in love with the fuck. It's like one of his first movies that came out.
Damn.
Hitch.
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 Oh yeah. That was,
Yes.
that was him and
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Smith,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Him and the Slapper.
Oh fucking. Oh,
Slaps.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Who was coincidentally also another one of Adam Sandler's friends, Chris Rock. What the fuck is with him and Will Smith?
But wait, what if Will Smith had a bee in his hand, and Chris
Rock
Rock was
was
allergic to bees, and he slapped him, the bee stung? Whatever the fuck that was.
Jesus Christ.
Who was that who said that? Fucking
I don't know.
dumbest take I've ever seen.
I don't know, probably somebody on like Fox or CBS or fucking CNBC or some mainstream,
Oh, man.
some mainstream fake news article. Okay,
Fake
fake
news.
news. But
I mean, hell, they got Jack Nicholson in some of their movies.
yeah, Jack Nicholson, Anger Management as listed. Al Pacino, of all fucking people, to ruin his career on Jack and Jill. Like, how the fuck did you land Al Pacino?
Good going out party, I guess, right?
Who Who
Sail
owed
into
that
the
man
sunset.
some fucking like, hey man, I got your Coke here. I need you to do me a
What
favor.
the fuck is that one?
Which one? Hot Chicks? Hot Chicks was a good movie.
Rob Schneider.
You don't remember Hot Chicks?
I totally forgot Hot Chicks.
Terry
is-
Crews.
Hot
Yeah,
Chicks.
that was a good movie.
Making my way downtown.
No, that's
No,
White
that's
No,
Chicks.
White
that's
Chicks.
White Chicks.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
The
White
Hot
Chicks.
Chick
Hot
is Rob
Chicks-
Schneider.
Rob
flips
Schneider-
with the
He
teenage
turns
girl
into
or
a girl.
something.
Yeah. He turns into a girl. He was like a fucking
Right.
he was like a landscaper or something, and then he switches. It's like one
Rob
of those.
Schneider-
It's like
the
he was a
animal?
criminal or something. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Rob Schneider's The Animal. That was another one.
The Animal was actually okay.
Rob
animal-
Schneider is a stapler.
Rob
Schneider is a carrot.
Rob Schneider is a turkey.
That's a South Park reference.
Yes, it is.
Not a Family Guy reference. No need to add reference to the reference hunter.
Oh.
Like
Going
Father,
deeper.
Father of the Year. You guys see Father of the Year?
I feel like
That wasn't a
say
bad.
yes.
That wasn't terrible.
Who was
Father
in
of
it?
the Year has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but of
also.
course it does. Fuck that stupid shit.
Fuck that stupid shit. Which one was Father of the Year?
It's got David Spade and
Nope.
Can't recall it.
I
What
can
year?
tell you right now, I haven't seen much with David Spade in movies. I remember him on Just Shoot Me.
That was a.
That's a callback to a
yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, Just Shoot Me. That was a
I
good
remember.
movie.
I remember
That
watching
wasn't
that
a
shit.
movie.
At like
A TV
11:30
show
at
rather.
night on-
Yeah, he
what
worked
was
in
it?
the he worked for the
It wasn't on
magazine
Fox. It was on
with all
something
the
else.
models and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody was talking there. One of you guys were.
It was yeah, they play like a fashion photography magazine. Just
Yeah.
Shoot
Yeah,
Me,
yeah.
Yeah. And there was that. There was. I remember watching the fucking Drew Carey show, but that's besides the point.
The Drew Carey show wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but it's not involved in this.
Yeah.
There
It definitely is
was.
not.
Joe Dirt.
Was that really Happy
Oh,
Madison? I thought it was
fuck.
somebody else.
That was
Joe
Joe
Dirt.
Dirt. That's what
Bucky
I was thinking. I was
Larson.
trying-
Oh, fuck Bucky Larson.
We're just saying all Happy Madison movies.
Yeah.
now
fuck
that
Bucky
we have
Larson.
mentioned,
I don't like
basically.
Nick Swardson.
You don't
Which
like
one's
Nick
Bucky
Swardson?
Larson?
I don't like
You
Nick
brought that up
Swardson.
I fucking
earlier.
like Nick Swardson.
Bucky Larson is the one where Nick Swardson, if you remember what that guy looks like.
He's You ever see Reno 911?
Yeah, a
He
couple
plays
episodes.
the gay roller skater.
That's like the only role I like him in.
Oh, okay.
Gay robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucky Larson is like this super pop star type thing or something like that. It's
Yeah.
really fucking weird. I don't like it at all.
But what's the one you said before that though? Because that was the
Bucky Larson?
no, the one.
Joe
bef-
Dirt.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe
Of
Dirt.
course.
Yeah.
Joe Dierte.
Joe
You talked to my
Dirt.
friend- You talked
We
about
all
my
know
friend
it's
all
Joe
wrong.
Dirt. Don't try and make it sound fancy.
I think probably the best punchline from that was
You
the
say it
sister bit.
again, I'm gonna stab you in the face with a
I'm-
soldering iron.
I'm your sister. I'm your sister. I'm your sister.
I like how they got Kid Rock in that.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fucking Joe
Very
Dirt
random.
got Kid Rock of all people.
I mean, it makes sense.
The sequel was.
100%.
Did you see the Crackle exclusive sequel?
Oh Jesus, no!
Dude,
Not a
it was
Crackle exclusive.
exclusively made and released on Crackle, the fucking Sony streaming platform. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
even joking.
why.
So Sony is partnered with Happy Madison to help put out a bunch of their shit. So that kind of makes sense to me.
I just think it's funny that Sony has their own streaming platform just because they have to have their own streaming.
Oh yeah, because everybody has one now.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we've kind of almost
$10 a
gone
month
back
for
around
every
to fucking cable.
One.
Yeah, who would have thought? At some point, cable's just going to be the better deal.
It's like, you know, we go back around to cable. The kids go back around to the mines.
Grandma's Boy is also
It's
a
like Time
Happy
of
Madison.
Safari.
Grandma's Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that was a
That
good
was a
one.
good fucking movie.
Oh fuck! What's Grandma's Boy Happy Madison?
I am a robot.
I am a robot. I don't really like techno. You would if you had robot ears.
Yes. I'm way too high to drive to the devil's house.
That one was
Monkey,
good.
you drive.
Drive, monkey. I want to have a monkey. I want to teach it karate.
That was good.
You
yeah.
can get past the guard dog, but nobody fucks with the lion.
Nobody fucks with a lion.
I'm like, oh shit, it's the king of the jungle. All the best quotes in that movie are Dante.
Dante is so fucking good. He's so good in that movie. Ah, man.
What are you doing? You could see me?
I love. Wait, that was I think Jonah Hill's first movie too.
I want to sit on your face.
Sit on my face. Oh, it's like it was what was Jonah Hill's character? He sucked on his first titty for like 11 hours or some shit.
I created I invented the hand job. She gave Charlie Chaplin a hand job.
He probably got fucking ghost syphilis or something like in the 1920s. Should have wore her back.
Syphilis. Holy fuck. Grandma's Boy, man.
That's a good movie.
I gotta watch that again. It's been a while.
Yeah, then you can
what a
join in on
great
having fun
movie.
with us.
What a great fucking
Don't
movie,
remember the
for
quotes.
sure.
I can laugh, but
There's so many good movies that were produced by Happy Madison.
Oh, they got a lot of good movies. It's just they also have a lot of shit. It's so,
Well, you know what it is? He's been around forever, and you're not going to win a championship
all
every
home
fucking
runs.
year. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just not going to happen. You're just not going to win. It's not going to.
I
happen.
just
He
would
just
you say 80 movies, probably 60 are enjoyable.
whatever.
So he just
Yeah,
puts
if
out what
you're-
he
if-
likes. And that's why he does the serious roles that he does. Like, he just does the ones that he wants to.
Yeah, at this point, the guy's been making movies forever. He's got his own production company. He writes, he directs, he fucking acts.
A very famous quote of his is, I just want to work, I just want to be able to keep my friends employed. Like, I just want to be able to keep my friends working.
A lot of the movies now, you see, he actually purposely though makes it so they go film and fucking like
like
nice.
on scene. Yeah, they're all.
So
on,
they're
yeah.
it's basically
Yeah.
when they're not shooting, they're just on vacation and shit.
Yeah, he'll fly out their whole families and everything.
Yeah, so yeah, he's basically paying for their fucking families' vacations and shit.
I mean,
And
think
it's
about
not
it.
just, it's not just the actors, though. He does it for a lot of the people behind the scenes, too. with that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like, he is
got paid-
incredibly, like, yeah, man, I don't give a fuck.
$250 million to make 4 movies. $250 million to make 4 fucking movies.
He can share the wealth for sure.
Yeah, he and,
Fly us
and,
out.
like,
We
that's not
mentioned
even
it, bro.
including like what they have to pay all their actors and all that other stuff. Like, he's just like fuck it. He's got that fuck you money where he's like, yo, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna make a movie. We're gonna do what we love, and I'm gonna have the people that I love surrounding me the whole entire time, which is the fucking life, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if only we were so successful.
Yeah,
Maybe one day.
I don't
maybe
know.
when we get
That's
to
not
episode 500.
Hey, like, comment,
Whenever we get our
subscribe.
first not sponsorship.
Yeah. Totally not sponsored.
Unofficial,
Let's get a
official sponsorship.
Let's get us a sponsorship.
That is an authentic imitation sponsorship.
That is an invitation.
By the way, you know we could get in trouble for even making the joke by saying sponsored by D's Nuts because there's actually a company called D's Nuts.
Yeah, you're supposed to
Yeah.
be like covering this label, dude. I don't know if we
Sponsored
have
by
this out.
Doze Nuts.
Have we said sponsored by quote unquote D's Nuts?
I think we said it once briefly as a joke somewhere
You
in one of
probably
our
have.
episodes.
Yeah,
but
we're just talking about
no,
our
this-
homeboy
this,
DeAndre's nuts.
Fucking.
Well,
like,
he's D,
straight-
so
Yeah.
we're sponsored by his nuts.
Yes. You were
But yeah, no, there was
sponsored by his nuts.
some streamer got in trouble for saying for like making
His
the
nuts
joke.
is
about
already
it.
his nuts have already sponsored a couple kids.
Two.
That's a factual statement.
For all intents and purposes, it's 9, but
There is a tribe there. It's a tribe called Quest.
A tribe
you're
called
saying a
D.
whole damn thing
Straight
like a
from
tribe
D's
called
Nuts.
Quest.
Straight out of these nuts.
Golly.
He is the
I'll
coach
do
of
it
his
again.
own baseball team.
I'll do it again.
I don't think he's the coach. I think he's just the sponsor for his baseball team.
I don't know shit about baseball. I'm not coaching nothing.
But yeah, realistically, I mean, there's not much else to say. The man is,
The man.
like I said, probably one of the more authentic guys in terms of just being a Hollywood actor. He is fantastic to his friends that have just been with him. He was a huge guy and like he's just a huge family person, family-oriented person. He's just
I
been
wanna-
around forever. You either love his comedic styling or you hate it because he's very like, this is my style. It's what I do. It's what I like, and I don't give a fuck. You guys might not like it. The critics might not like it, but guess what? I do it because I like it.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like he's very authentic about that.
Before we go, though, I think you're going to be remiss if you don't mention the Arnold Schwarzenegger Waterboy deepfake.
Yeah. So, thankfully, on YouTube, some people have started doing some deepfakes of some fantastic scenes, and one of them that I love is a deepfake of the Waterboy scene where Bobby Boucher who is a
Which, by the way, is probably
Adam Sandler character, talks to his mother about how he is going to college and how he's playing foosball and how everything is the devil. And it's fantastic. It's got an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator. It's got deepfake on Adam on both people, and he's playing both characters, the mother and him. It's fantastic. Take a look at it.
So before
Not to give them too much credit. For all 5 people that are going to see this.
So before we go, I think I don't know. It's not that it's that big of a deal, but I do think
Foosball is what? The devil, mama?
yes, it's the devil. No, so
Everything's the devil to you, mama.
as we laughed about and joked about before, Adam Sandler, as is a lot of Hollywood, is a Jew. He's Jewish. And, well, I'm only saying this because part of the skits that he said and the stuff that he did, and we didn't even mention it, one of his biggest, most popular things that he ever created were the Hanukkah songs. And we didn't even talk about those. So they're still played today, and I'm only bringing it up because 3 of the 4 of us sitting here are Jewish. 2 of them technically
Ish.
are. 2 of them are on the ish, more on the ish side of the Jewish.
If you put us all together, technically, I think we make 1.5.
Yeah, I'll go for that. That's cool.
Almost
But either way,
50%.
so I'm bringing it up because, like, during the holiday season, it was always like the Christmas music.
He was
all
the
Christmas,
bad boy of the Jewish religion.
But like it just like it was like I don't not like a badge of honor, but it was just like he was bringing to light all of these people that were Jewish, and like all these like friends would come up to me like, oh, I never knew this person was Jewish. I never knew that person was Jewish, and like
crazy.
and like it almost made it like cool to be associated with those people because he like I guess put it out
Well,
there.
Adam
and, like,
Sandler was popular at the time. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
and he
I
like
think it was that and Rugrats were some of the biggest Jewish representation at the time. Because the Rugrats.
yeah, the Rugrats were Jewish for sure.
well, part of them.
Well, the Tommy.
Yeah, I think Tommy's family was the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy's family.
which was the main family.
Yeah.
Him, his mom and dad, and then Angelica, because it's his cousin, so the brother. Yeah, yep.
And
and the twins.
the baby eventually.
Yeah, and the baby.
The baby. The youngest baby.
Dill.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Phil, Lil, and Dill.
No, it was Tommy and his younger brother.
Dill
Yeah.
Pickle, because it's a play on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Phil and Lil were just because
They were cousins.
Yeah,
or
they were
something.
cousins. Yeah.
No, they weren't cousins. They were just a
No,
family.
they were the. Yeah.
Angelica was the cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't give a fuck.
Phil and Lil and Chucky just happened to live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, it's all right.
Anyway,
Nickelodeon, fucking.
we'll have a whole episode about
Creepypasta.
them later.
Nickelodeon episode.
The Orange Years. That's a good documentary to watch. Speaking of Nickelodeon.
Sure, we'll get on that. But
All right. Well,
I think this is a point to sign off. Any closing thoughts? Everybody else but
I mean,
you.
we could say our favorite individual.
I mean,
Adam
we could
Sandler.
go on for an hour quoting Adam Sandler movies. It's just crazy respect to what he's done. Like you said, he's a family guy.
Yeah, I gotta.
I feel like
clean
if
it
you met
out.
him on the street,
Buffy
he'd
is
give
a
you
family guy.
Not that type of family guy, but
Hey, Family Guy
just
reference.
respect to what he's done. He's killing it and still killing it. And I'll continue to watch every movie he produces, and I'll continue to quote
Every
Billy
movie he
Madison.
produces. You've seen every movie he produced.
Close
So,
to probably
quick,
all of them,
name
and I
them
will
all.
continue.
there are,
I
You
cannot
think
name
you're
them all.
you think you're a fucking Adam Sandler fan? Quick, name everything he's ever done ever.
no,
in
well, no,
chronological order. All right, let's go. Wedding Singer. I'm already probably wrong, but
Yes, you are.
but to Mark's point though, there are a few actors and producers and stuff where I will usually
Search
actively
out.
try and watch stuff
Most
that
of
they've
their
either
stuff, yeah,
made
yeah.
or like not every single thing, but if I see that it so and so is produced or
Yeah,
directed.
I'm not gonna fucking search out Rob Schneider's stuff.
No.
definitely.
It
not.
might be
David
produced by
Spade, like-
it might be produced by it, but I don't give a fuck.
No, but
Rob
like,
Schneider, meh.
I blame
When-
Rob Schneider for David Carradine's death.
Perfect example. So when new Adam Sandler movies come out on Netflix, I usually sit with my fiance and I'll watch them because we both enjoy Adam Sandler movies, so we will give it a shot. Based off of his history, based off of other movies, just because.
Yeah, I mean Jack and Jill is just so good.
No, yeah,
No,
just
but-
just a.
But because if Jack and Jill was made with some fucking schlub actor that you never heard of, would you
Grown
even
Ups
bother?
2 was so good.
But again, would you watch any? Would you even bother to watch it if it was made with a person that was making it that was starring in their first film?
The point is, we watched the movie. As bad as it was, you watched the whole thing, didn't you?
Exactly.
No, I
that's
didn't
his
watch the
point.
whole thing.
Well, no, but the
I
point-
bet you watched the whole damn thing of
I
Jack
did
and
not.
Jill.
But the
Like I
point-
said, the only thing that I
Closing
fucking...
credits included.
But the point that I'm trying to make is that you
Slap you.
still watched it, possibly because of the fact that it was
Nope.
because Adam Sandler was in there.
If it wasn't Adam Sandler and it was someone like he said we never heard of, we never even would have given it a shot.
I would have
Well,
almost
that's
preferred to have been
Exactly.
somebody that we never heard of.
That's
Because then we
exactly
never
the
would have
shot
had to have heard
since
him
Adam
again.
I don't think so though.
So I do want to say I would have almost preferred it with somebody that I never heard of on the sake of I don't want Adam Sandler's legacy ruined by that movie.
But I don't think it
It
does.
was. Yeah.
I don't think it does. I don't think so.
I think Pixels does that.
See, like I don't think I don't believe in that whole like, oh well, this is gonna ruin that guy's legacy, and that's unless he does something like rapes a bunch of fucking people and like that shit.
Kevin
can't-
Spacey?
Like that stuff will ruin a
Allegedly.
legacy. But if because he made a shitty fucking movie 14 years ago or tomorrow, it doesn't ruin his fucking legacy.
Yeah, I think if he goes out with like 5 shitty movies in a row, it might hurt a little bit, but we haven't gotten to that point, and I don't think we are going to, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, you kind of crest his whole thing as this. His whole career.
Well, he had, again, towards the more recent years, the Meyerowitz stories were fucking great.
Oh, the
Well, I'm just
sports
saying,
movie's
like,
phenomenal. Yeah.
Hustle, that was
He,
fucking
like,
great.
He has like an arc. Like he's either
Well, that's what I said before.
in general, just kind of like you have like the
He-
good and the bad.
He peaked, and then in between, he had those like up and down moments where certain things were sprinkled in there that were attempts to be, you know, a little bit serious. And
I
attempts
like
to
his
be
serious
funny.
stuff more than I like a lot of his comedy stuff. A lot, not all.
I still have yet to see Uncut Gems. I've been meaning to.
That's good, man. You should see Uncut
I have
Gems.
actually not yet seen.
That's
I have
really
not
fucking-
seen
I
it yet.
think
You haven't seen it?
No.
How are you gonna say? That's probably like
just-
his best
oh, yeah, I
fucking
was just reading
serious
on-
role. How are you gonna say that like
That's
his
why I
serious
said the
stuff isn't
serious
as
movie
good? Like
sucks,
what?
That's why.
Oh,
He's skewed.
Oh yeah, just to remember, I was reading on Reddit somewhere. I think there's only two movies he's in where he doesn't touch a basketball.
yeah, he loves
He's-
basketball. He,
he loves
loves
basketball.
sports.
Yeah, he's
he
a
loves
big-
sports.
Yeah.
Period.
He loves yes. He's
Mostly
very much-
basketball and golf.
But yeah, I think it's like in almost every movie but 2. I don't remember the exact
The
2.
big hockey guy.
Yeah, every sport really.
Yeah, like I said,
baseball.
baseball is probably like his lowest one, but he still
I
likes
can't
it.
remember him really with baseball too much.
No, he probably still enjoys it though. Like I don't think he's
I don't. Yeah, I think that's the one that he hasn't
We
actively.
definitely get a lot of football and basketball. Thinking
And-
back,
and he-
football,
he played hockey in the
basketball,
beginning.
hockey.
He was a
I mean,
hockey
that was
player.
fucking
Gilmore, of
yeah, yeah.
course.
And Happy Gilmore, he was a hockey.
trying to
You know,
think
he
where
should've-
else he plays hockey.
He should have been in the new Space Jam then. Not
Oh,
maybe
he
as like
skates
the
in
main
51st
character,
States.
but
He takes
Yeah.
her to the hockey rink in 51st Dates.
Yep.
I feel like Mr. Deeds too. Or maybe he doesn't skate.
Yeah,
better.
yeah. He
falls to the
fucking
ice, right?
in Mr. Deeds he
yeah.
gets something with a hockey rink.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Like I said, he's huge into sports. It's just a matter of like less so in baseball, but just the notable
It's
ones
sports,
for
yeah.
America. Fuck off soccer.
well, I mean, hockey is like the biggest white guy sport, so of course he's probably good at that.
To be fair,
To be
there are
fair.
more minorities entering the league.
the whole 2.
Nowadays.
That bit's gonna get cut.
No, it's not. It's factual. As the kids say, facts. Because they're too
No
fucking
cap.
lazy to say
Bet that.
factual.
Bet. Bet.
Cap.
Okay.
Bet. On
Say
God.
less.
On God.
On God, bet okay?
Say
All right.
less.
I
Yo,
think this
on
is-
God, you better watch this episode and the next one. If you already made it this far, that means you already watched this episode. So on watch the next one.
Bleep.
All right. I think this is a good point to say goodnight, people.
Yeah. I
Good
think
night,
you're
people.
right.
Good night, people.
Good night.